Okay, so here we are back again in the shop. Fabrication of parts, day 68. God, this lighting is just shit in here. I mean, the lighting in here is amazing. It's the way this camera picks it up. It keeps putting these black lines on. Anyway, you guys saw in the video that I got those 3 cabinet pieces installed. The behind the shower, the behind the toilet, and the corner cabinet. This is the template for the top. This is the bottom side of it, but you can see I drew the arc from that cabinet onto this, and then of course these pieces back here are kind of picking up the contour of the back, and then I've got this one, which is the cabinet that goes above the shower cabinet, and then this piece here is the cabinet that goes above the well, I guess the back of the vanity area, and it goes like this. So anyway, I've got to fabricate these pieces. I ran out of templating material over there, which is I just use odds and end 1/4 inch excuse me 1/4 inch plywood pieces. Just rip them up to 1.5 inches and then chop them up as I need to there, because these pieces are usually only good for one template. You can't take them apart that easily. So anyway, I got to chop up some more crap for templating, then I'll template for the shelving that goes inside of those base cabinets. And then run back and cut that, fit those pieces, and once that's done, then I can go ahead and button those cabinets up, put the top on, set these top cabinets in place, get everything epoxied in, and there's a couple of things I probably need to tab, but I'll figure that out at the time. So anyway, that's kind of the update, and I'll I guess probably set you guys up and let you see some of this work of fabricating. right, so just a quick little walk around video. Unfortunately, there's not much footage of me putting cabinetry into the boat because honestly, it's it's a really small space. There's just not a good place to put the camera where you can actually see anything other than probably my rear end, and nobody wants to really stare at that. So just a quick idea of what's going on. So we've got the false wall right there to cover up the drain mechanism, this piece as well. Those are going to create ledges that'll be our, shampoo ledge, soap ledge, that sort of thing inside the shower. And then of course this will continue on. This needs to get faired in, that seam. But, sliding doors, not a tremendous amount of space in here, but there's some usable area in there. But, and then of course, we get an oval basin here. I'm still waiting on the proper hinges to come in. So once they come in, then I'll get those on, get that shape finalized, get these doors squared up and all that. They're kind of swelling up a little bit from being in the boat, which is not unusual. Door gaps are a little wonky, but you just kind of let everything acclimate to the space and then go back in and do your adjustments. But so anyway, this is kind of where we're at. I mean, this cabinet is much more usable than the old one was. We've got space here that, if we had something longer that had to, it could be stuck back along there because it's open all the way back behind the toilet. And then this shelf here, which actually carries all the way through to there, so that wraps all the way around. This has got I have a door blank in the shop, nothing fancy, just a flat slab door blank, but that'll be a fold down to access that space. And then of course there's a waterproof hatch that goes in there because this is the shower area. But that's just kind of what's going on. I just did the goofy ass template for this up here. Just to kind of get, and I'll refine that in the shop, but it just needs to be a mechanical soffit effectively to cover up that drain pipe. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I tried setting up the camera a couple times and there just wasn't, short of, one of these things where you're just getting a dead overhead, there just wasn't a really good place to set the camera where there was any meaningful video going on. But these are just the pieces and parts that you saw me assembling in the shop and glassing up, getting those ready. Again, all of the front of that, top there, front there, and all of this will be tiled. And then I think the countertop's probably going to be tiled as well. Originally the boat had these 2x2 cobalt blue tiles in them that we both really kind of liked. And I think we're going to end up going back with those. We'll use as many of the originals as we can salvage, and then we'll match those up with a new one. And if we can't get a reliable match, then what we'll do is take the old ones and we'll put them through the pattern as kind of an accent piece. But did get the wiring up for the toilet today, so that's all there. That's the wire to the toilet. So really all that needs to happen now is I've got to fair that, and like I talked about the other day, I got to refine this arc because I changed it. The arc of the doors, I went with a true arc rather than the truncated arc that I had before. Originally I had a piece that came straight and then it would have curved from there, but it just was gonna, because of the smallness of this and because just the way that this fit in, it just was not a good, wasn't a good shape. The problem is that the base was cut for that. As you can see, that's a straight segment here, and then the arc starts, which is, again, no big deal. It's crap changes. So I just need to redefine that arc on the base, which again is going to be no more than just, building that up with wood, as you saw that wood plate down there. That thing there to fair it out, or fill it out as much as we can, and then it'll just, I'll do a faired arc, and then I can sand it out, and that'll be that. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. I'm going to close that up here because I just shut all the air off in here, and it gets pretty steamy in here pretty quick. But So yeah, I just got the finishing touches on the rough end. The door has to go in, that hatch will have to go in, but all that stuff will end up going in. This will go in earlier, but that will go in after the tile is in place. I got the ring up for the hatch, or for the port, and then I need to do the furring in that space so that I can do the slats there. And then I still need to come in here and do the trim in here, and then the cross brace for the window, and then we'll figure out how we're going to trim it out on the outside and get it ready for a liner. So we're getting there. A friend of ours, we were talking the other day, and this was original to the boat, and I ended up pulling it out and replacing it because the original one was cracked and was leaking like a sieve. So I just ordered one and stuck it in the hole. And he asked me why it was there, and I said, well, you know what, that's a damn good question. I don't know why it's there. It was there originally. The only thing I can think of is that there was a liner up there and a light above that vanity. That really was the only way you could access it, because it was upholstered in place. And I mean, it doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense to have that like that, but you know, who knows what the reasoning was. But anyway, it wasn't a usable locker space, that's for certain. But so what I'm probably going to do, and what he suggested, he said, well, why don't you just take it out and glass it in? And I said, well, that's probably actually the way to go. That way it's just one less thing that could potentially leak. So I'll end up probably taking that out and glassing that in, and then we'll figure out what to do with the ceiling in there. Originally, it's suspended over, like from here straight across, and that may in fact be what we do, because that space up there is really not usable per se. We just need to be able to get in there, because there is a cleat and a winch that go in there. Those need to be ground back. That needs to be insulated and all that, and prepped for that. But in fact, now that I think about it, it's entirely possible that they put that in as a place to reach that and reach the back of that chain plate, because this was kind of floated over before, but who knows. The liners, as we talked about, are going to be removable. They're going to be Velcroed up, so or a combination of Velcro and screws, depending on how big the panel is. But all of that stuff will be accessible in the future, because that was a big part of the reason that we had so much rot as it was, because the original liner was just upholstered straight up to the ceiling, and you couldn't access the back of any of this hardware. I mean, we've got these stay rods, we've got the chain plates, multiples, we've got the cheek blocks go right up there. You couldn't access any of that stuff. So I think that had a fair amount to do with the leaking. I just thought about cheek blocks. I need to take, these are the old aluminum backing plates for the cheek blocks, and they're just roached. I mean, they're halfway corroded and pretty nasty. So I'm going to take those to the shop and pattern them on some G10 that I have, and use that as the backing plate. But anyway, I'm just babbling on now. So that's what I got going on, and now I'll be heading back home, and then probably out to the shop and start working on building this monster, ridiculous looking thing to fit that space up there, just cover that up. Once I've got that outline defined and it's fitted and I'm happy with it, then I can mark the outline of that, and that'll tell me where to scab the wall so that I can get insulation up there and get the slats in. Anyway, that's the scoop for now, so we'll catch up with you soon.